What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Obviously, with Ryan Suter taking his talents to Minnesota, the Nashville Predators are in kind of a rock and a hot spot, in between a rock and a hot spot with Shea Weber. Shea's obviously a restricted free agent. That it remains to be seen whether or not he wants to sign a long-term deal in Nashville without his running mate Ryan Suter, and that that's understandable. And if Nashville's going to lose him next year on July 1st. What's going to happen to him this year, and if they do choose to trade him, here are the 5 best, most likely trades, and there's a trend, and we'll talk about it later. That could work out for Weber, Nashville, and the team in question. Number 5, the New York Rangers would offer Ryan McDonough, Brandon Dubinsky, and Christian Thomas. Obviously, you get a roster defenseman, roster forward, and a prospect. Definitely help you going forward. McDonough can easily play some of those minutes from Weber without the offensive production. Number 2, probably more of a long shot on the Rangers, but they're in every trade. Philly offering Braden Shen, Sean Couturier, a couple first-round picks. And the other thing is, I'm not including picks or anything in salary throw-ins because those will offset each other. These are more the linchpins. I think Couturier and Shen have higher upsides than the guys in the Rangers, so it's less players but more productive players. Number 3, the Boston Bruins. Brad Marchand, obviously a roster forward, guy who scored 28 goals last year. Dougie Hamilton, one of their top D prospects. It's more or less a roster play when you think about it. Should make the team out of camp. And Jared Knight or Ryan Spooner, 2 of their younger prospect forwards that have a lot of upside. Boston's obviously a great market, and having him with Zdeno on the power play would be pretty intriguing. Number 2, the Florida Panthers. Eric Gabranson, young roster defenseman, is 20 years old. Nick Bjugstad, young forward with a ton of upside, and Dmitry Kulikov, another roster defenseman, still only 22 years old, will be 22. So he's got his whole career in front of him. Definitely good offensively, and those 2, Gabranson and Kulikov in Nashville, can definitely be a top end tandem for years to come in the Music City. I think Bjugstad should be a top 6 forward with 6'5", 6'6", plenty of reach and offensive upside. And number 1, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Obviously Stevie Y likes to roll the dice. Victor Hedman, Brett Connolly, then either Slater Koekkoek or Vladimir Nemestikov, 2 of their top prospects. Hedman easily replaces Weber, not exactly production-wise, but in terms of spot in the lineup. Brett Connolly, will fit in and really help that forward core a lot if he can reach what he can be. And you get either a young roster defense, a young prospect defenseman, or a young prospect forward in Koekkoek on Nemestikov. Gonna look at some trends here. All 5 teams are out east. I think if Poyle had his brothers, that's where he send them, and that'd all be contingent upon a 72-hour window to sign Weber. So it'll be a conditional trade until they sign him to a multi-year extension. That way it works out. Weber gets paid. That team doesn't lose its assets for a 1-year guy, and that team also gets him long-term, and Nashville gets the players back. So I think it's definitely something they'll definitely consider. They probably will put a lot of emphasis on it. I'm sure Poyle's getting called now. I think his first thing will be to re-sign Shea Weber. But if that doesn't work out, get as much back from him as possible and start the next chapter of your franchise. Losing a guy like Suter is tough, but losing a guy like Weber is even tougher. And if you can get something back for him, then that somewhat offsets the loss. So we'll see how it all works out. Dave Poyle's one of the best general managers in the league, and I'm sure he will find something to pull out of this to make the Nashville Predators a contender for years to come, even if there's got to be a bump in the road for a few years. But that's all I got this episode of the Power Play with CJ on 5 possible trades for Shea Weber if the Nashville Predators choose to go that route. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the offseason and beyond. Later, guys.